If you are Jewish currently, there's no question whatsoever. You are not allowed to violate Shabbat for any job in the world, unless your job is saving lives, literally. You're a doctor or a surgeon of some kind, something that has to do with saving lives on a regular basis. If it's not, if you just, let's say, I don't know, some type of engineer or a sanitation department or whatever regular job you have, there is no permission whatsoever for you to violate the Torah and violate Shabbat. No permission. So you have to tell your job, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to work on Fridays past afternoon, let's say, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because I got to get home for Shabbat. And pray to HaShem that they let you do it, and even if they don't, you do it anyway. I have a guy that years ago, maybe 6 years ago, he was working at AT&T, and before he met me, he was an atheist. After 3 lectures, he was already keeping mitzvot. But he had a problem with Shabbat. Why? Because the company he was working for at the time, AT&T, had a schedule where he would work on Shabbat. That was a schedule they gave him. He would work every Shabbat. And so he would keep Shabbat on Friday night, but then he would go to work on Saturday, because he said, if you don't come in, he asked him, can you let me go on Shabbat? And he said, no, you have to work. That's your schedule. You have to get to work. So after that, he told me, what do? I told him, you don't show up. You can't work on Shabbat. You can't. He's like, yeah, but they're going to fire me. I said, let them fire you. If they fire you, he goes, well, I'm going to eat. I said, HaShem is the one that's going to decide whether you eat. It took him a little while to get the guts to do it, but one day he decided that he's not going to go. He asked the boss, can I take off Shabbat? The boss rejected him again. So he just simply didn't show up. On Motzei Shabbat, he turned on his phone, had a bunch of messages. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? He figured that when he goes back to work that next day, Sunday, he's going to get fired. He walked into the office, into the thing, and he sat at his desk for a little bit before going on the field. And then the boss came to him and said, where were you yesterday? He said, I told you I can't work on Shabbat. He says, listen, don't ever do that again. I'm going to fire you. And he had, the courage to say, listen, it's not about you. I'm not trying to go against you. I'm just saying I can't work on Shabbat. It's my religion. And the guy was nasty to him, saying, listen, you do that again, I'm going to fire you. So the conversation ended that way. The next week, again, he didn't show up. The boss called him a few more times, not as much as the week before. The next day he said, you did it again. Listen, I'm giving you one last chance. You're a good guy. I like you. You do good work, but I'm going to fire you if you keep doing it. The next week, he did it again. Boss was on vacation. Didn't say nothing. He was on vacation. Next week, he did it again. He was on vacation again. The next week, when the boss was back, he came back. He did it again. No calls this time. What happened? Boss didn't say nothing anymore. After 3 months, he was already keeping Shabbat already for a few months. And the boss didn't tell him anything anymore. And after about 3 months, HaShem gave him some success in a few different things. A few customers wanted to do business with him. He ended up opening his own company. Ended up making a lot more money for honoring the Shabbat. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him a lot of parnasah. So that's the thing. If you're a Jew, there's no permission whatsoever for you to violate Shabbat. Not by a minute, not by an hour, not by nothing. No permission. If you're not Jewish and you want to convert, then obviously you have to make arrangements for you to change somewhere down the road, but you don't have to quit your job now. You don't have to quit your job now, because you're not obligated to keep Shabbat, because you're not Jewish. So, but if you're a Jew, you have to keep Shabbat 100%.